4:30 this Saturday night into Sunday morning. We will be moving the clocks back 1 hour for daylight saving time, which means an extra hour of sleep. A bit of good news there. 1 hour may not seem like a big deal, but it can have a big impact on our overall health. Joining us this afternoon to talk more about it is Dr. Paul Dassan, the director of the Winter Depression Clinic at Yale New Haven Hospital. Doctor, thanks for being here. I didn't even know there was such a clinic.
Sure thing. Happy to talk about it.
Well, this is obviously a big deal, I think, for a lot of people. It can have certain implications on us, right? When we make this what should be just a minor change, but it can really make a big difference, right?
Well, so daylight savings time deals with a problem. And the problem is that in the summer, the sun comes up very early. And so what we do is we take that hour of light and we move it into the evening. And so you got more time to do things in the evening. And come Sunday, people are suddenly going to say, gee, it's dark and it's dark earlier. I wish I had that light back. Well, we're actually returning to normal civilization time. It's that wonderful extra time. I'm a big fan of daylight savings time. There are pros and cons, but overall, I'm a big fan of it.
Do you, first of all, I just thought of this. Do you want it to stick around? You know, there's always talk about picking one and sticking with it. What do you think?
Well, I personally wouldn't mind if we continued daylight savings time throughout the year, but I want to separate that from another issue, and that is we're entering into the winter time when the light-dark cycle is changing and days are much shorter, and that has a big effect on people. That's called seasonal affective disorder. Yeah. I think you're going to have seasonal affective disorder whether or not you have daylight savings time.
What should people be watching out for? What kind of impact can this have on our body?
Well, at this latitude, about 5% of people say they have less energy, they feel less good, their mood is poorer, their sleep may be altered. Sometimes they sleep more, they feel a lot of fatigue. Sometimes their appetite is worse, but sometimes it's more. They eat comfort foods. These are seasonal changes, and it's very important that we get the word out because exposure to bright light first thing in the morning is very, very therapeutic for seasonal affective disorder.
I was just going to ask you, what are some things people can do to maybe help themselves adapt to this change?
Well, they can look at our website, and that'll show you objectively reviewed light treatment devices and expose yourself to bright light first thing in the morning using one of these things. Probably about 5% of people at this latitude have a real problem in the winter. If I told you there was a public health issue that affected 5% of people in Connecticut and we had an easy treatment for it, you'd be pretty excited. So I'm happy to get the word out.
Well, we are too, Doctor. Thank you very much for joining us. I know you mentioned your website. We will post that information as well on the Channel 3 app for anyone looking for more details. And hopefully as we move through next week and the week after, we can slowly get past any potential problems we have.
My pleasure. Happy to speak with you.
Thanks, Doctor. Take care.